We're gonna wait on a little bit of traffic to get in here. Oh, it feels good to be back. Blessed to be back. Uh, And I'm gonna make sure that I don't get my asparagus kicked off of YouTube this time. We'll do it the right way. But yeah, man, grateful to be back. We're gonna be here for the long haul tonight. Feeling good. Put this mic away. I'm not gonna need this. Feeling good. Got a lot covered tonight on the Still Smoking Show. We're gonna start off with Parole more time, actually. Do a couple of parole hearings, revocation hearings. Let you guys tell me whether you think they deserve parole or should they do more time. But then again, we're gonna get with to what you're here for. Still Smoking Show. Um, got a lot to talk about, including a couple situations back home. Back home being Alabama. So, like I said, let me give it a little second. We're gonna get started with the first parole hearing. And I think this one is actually going to be, like I said, a parole hearing, not a revocation. When I started covering parole hearings, revocations, and all of those things around, at this point, it's probably been 2 years ago on my original YouTube page that was taken down, once again, due to myself. But when I first started covering these hearings, it was out of the necessity of noticing that, first of all, um, it would seem that two sets of people that I knew, one being, and I'm being honest when I say this, one being my African American friends, so to speak, that's what they call them, and then my non African American friends, no matter who they were getting a different shake about similar situations, right? And I'm one to be real with myself. The way that you conduct yourself has a lot to do with it. And I also believe that one's representation, right? What you can afford to do and who you can get to represent you makes a difference as well. But when I started covering these hearings at first, it was out of the necessity of just to see what the hell was going on. And then to my dismay, even though if you go back and watch my live from about a year ago, I did one called Private Prisons for All. And I covered what I believed when the now president came into office, that we we made a deal with the private prisons and everybody was going to get a piece of that and touch that. And I was correct on that. But so I started watching these hearings. But the thing that alarmed me and the thing that's sad and uh, might be the case tonight and usually is that a lot of these cases, most of them, were either A, domestic, dumb, you know, beating on your wives, killing your wife, assaulting your ex, stalking, or women doing the same. A lot of these cases. And then a lot of them are sexual assault cases. right? Because where I cover a lot is Louisiana. So we're going to do one case and then we're going to dive into the Still Smoking Show. And today on the Still Smoking Show, I wanted to talk to you players out there, if you don't mind, um, and try to give you some game about what's the difference between what you don't understand is access. And we're talking about when it comes to women, what you in your mind don't understand is just access. We have access to these women. What we don't have is ownership. And that's what a lot of you think you have. A lot of you think that you have ownership. So let's get into this parole hearing. Might be a revocation, and we'll take it from there. Still Smoking Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back, man. I'm back. We're going to get to it. Still Smoking Show, everybody.
Good morning. The Committee on Parole is
There
called
can
back
only
to
be one
order.
me.
Today's date is August the 7th. The time is 9:07. Our remote location is LCIW. Would the staff at LCIW please introduce themselves? Can you hear us? I believe y'all are muted.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you. Gordon, would you
LCIW.
introduce yourself and whoever else is there with you on the staff?
LCIW, for those of you that might not understand and want a little bit of clarification, it's going to be a prison in Louisiana. I'm sure that they'll go a little deeper than the abbreviation, but those of you that don't understand, it is prison in Louisiana. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that this is a woman. So I wouldn't assume in either way, but I believe this is a woman, meaning a woman's prison. So let's see what we got here, you guys.
Yes, sir. Kristen Thomas, warden.
Sarah P, ARDC manager, acting Gabby, ARDC supervisor.
Shalika Brown, lieutenant.
Thank you very much. Our first case is going to be Audrey Flowers. Ms. Flowers, would you please give us your DOC, your full name and DOC number?
Audrey Flowers, 183-680.
Thank you. Ms. Flowers, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those persons who wish to have input to speak. I see you have a number of people there. I have a few people listed on my list here, some of which may or may not want to speak, but you have a right to have 3 persons speak on your behalf if you wish. So I'm going to call the names of those I have and ask them if they want to speak or not. Dolores Landry, who is your sister. Ms. Landry, are you there? Do you wish to speak, ma'am?
Dolores F. Lander.
Do you want to speak on her behalf or no?
No.
No.
Okay. Sandra Flemings.
No, sir.
Okay. Kendick Depron. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your names.
Okay. No, I'm not speaking.
Okay. Ashley Flowers.
She's not here. She's not here.
She's not there. Is there anyone else there on your behalf that wishes to speak?
Right here.
Jonathan Flowers.
And Mr. Flowers, you wish to speak?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay. Also here in opposition are Melissa Willsin Pugh, Ijane Branch, Edward Willson III, Dawn Urson, I'm sorry, Janice Madison, Mabel Landry, Laurie.
What do they say? The laundry list. She got a laundry list of motherfuckers that want to speak in opposition. Nobody wanted to speak for her. She got a room full of people. They asked every one of them in the room, and I'd imagine those are some people she knows, at least some of them. And does anybody want to say anything uh positive? No, sir. No, sir. What did she do? They don't want any part of it.
White and Scott Stassen. Those speaking will be Edward Willsin III, Dawn Urson, Mabel Landry, and Mr. Scott Stassen. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes, then we will vote. Do you understand our process, sir? Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Flowers, this is a matter of Audrey Flowers, DOC number 18.
I'm here, but I didn't want to say anything. You guys heard that too, right? So I was right. It was a woman. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Got it wrong. Get it together, Phantom. Address her properly. We don't do that. Address her properly."
3680. Ms. Flowers' date of birth is March the 4th of 1961. She's classified as a third felony offender. She has a parole eligibility date of July 14th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of January the 14th of 2043, and a full term date of July 13th of 2043. She is currently serving a 40-year sentence on the charges of simple arson and manslaughter. Ms. Flowers, is that information basically correct?
No, I'm not charged with arson, but I'm charged with manslaughter.
Okay, you were revoked on arson and you
Oh,
finished
that's
that
right.
term, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
good morning, Ms. Flowers. How old are you?
62.
Okay, and how long you been incarcerated on these charges?
20 years.
Okay, so you've done half of a 40-year sentence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your educational level?
12. 12
Okay,
grade.
Ms. Flowers, let's start off with the first one. You burnt Mr. Richard Smith's house. Tell me about that. What was going on? Why would you do something like that?
Because he kept on threatening me. That's why.
Okay, what was he threatening you? Did y'all have a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a romantic relationship?
So I'm gonna pause it real quick, or just silence their voice. Notice he said start with the first one,
Did you and Mr. Smith
and he was
see each
asking
other?
how long were they
About
together.
3 years.
Okay. Let's go to the second incident. Miss
Right back.
Carrie Willsin, was Miss Carrie Willsin married to someone that you were having a relationship with?
Yes.
Is that why you burned her house down and stabbed her?
No, I didn't burn her house down.
So tell me how the house got burnt down.
I don't know. I left. But I didn't burn it down.
Okay, well, at first,
She don't know. She
in a
left.
statement that I read, it said that you said a gasoline can fell over.
She don't know.
And
She wasn't there for
somehow
all
a
that.
paper towel ignited it.
I don't remember.
Trying to say now that you wasn't there?
I left. I don't remember that.
Okay, well, what was y'all altercation about? Why did you go to her house?
Because I went there to talk to her, but her kept calling my house and my job, and we got into a big argument. And she pulled a knife out and cut me. So I took the knife from her and cut her.
Okay. Were you jealous of her?
No, sir.
Okay. Shows that you've had a few periods of supervision. One you completed. Two were revoked. One was revoked because of this instant offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says you have 2 children. You have a relationship with your children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, looking at the law enforcement comments, Judge Baptiste is unopposed. Opposed is the district attorney, Timmy Collins, speaking on behalf of Tony Clayton. Opposed is the sheriff, Brett Stassi. Mr. Ronnie Abear was speaking on his behalf. Unopposed is Dolores Landry, that's your sister, correct?
So the only
Yes,
people
sir.
unopposed is her people.
Unopposed
Is that what I'm
is
hearing?
Sandra Fleming, that's your sister, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then we have statements from the victims, which they
Listen, I don't mean to pause their voice for a minute, but here's my question. All those people are unopposed, but none of them want to speak. And how many of them are going to bring her strong shoulder ass to the house? Now, listen, I don't know. What do you guys think so far?
of aggravated battery with a dangerous weapon. Tell me what happened.
Well, I don't remember.
Don't remember,
It been a while.
okay, because you served 5 years on that sentence.
I
And
had,
you don't remember what you did?
it been so long. I know me and a girl got into it. Madeline Green.
Was a weapon involved?
Yes,
Was it a knife?
a knife.
Okay. Her knife or your knife?
Her knife, that burns.
Okay. Then you had a simple assault. You always also had a telephone harassment charge. Do you remember what that was about?
No, no, sir.
Okay, that was continued without date, so you wasn't
Well, she don't
convicted
remember
of that.
nothing.
No, sir.
Okay.
She don't remember nothing.
You have another telephone charge. It was continued without date. And then you have the aggravated arson and then the instant offense. Okay,
Yes, sir.
weren't you originally charged with 1st-degree murder on this offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and was your did you plea or go to trial?
I plead. I didn't go to trial.
Okay. So they pled it down to a manslaughter from a 1st-degree murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you got 40 years.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about what you've done since you've been in there. I see that you've taken quite a few classes. What class you took that you learned the most from?
Substance abuse, reentry, anger management, life insurance, and single mom.
Okay,
And
what did you learn from the substance abuse? Did you drink when you was on the streets?
Yes, sir.
Did you do drugs when you were on the streets?
No, sir.
Okay, how much you drank?
Every day.
What was your drink of choice?
Budweiser.
Budweiser, okay. And what you've done, you've taken Celebrate Recovery and Living in Balance, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn from those 2 classes?
What class?
What did you learn from them?
For reentry?
Celebrate
Oh,
recovery.
strawberry recovery. I learned a lot.
Okay, what?
Listen to other people about drinking.
So what they're asking about with the celebrate and recovery and I don't know if she took some other ones like living in balance. Basically, these are programs that they offer in prison to inmates, depending on where they are, how they're classified, what crimes they've done. Because honestly, if you've done some crimes, it'll disqualify you for some of what are the precursors that the parole board doesn't always um, dictate their decision. But let's say it doesn't help if you don't take these classes. So basically, they're asking about some of the programs uh, to see what she's done, what she feels benefited the most, and also realistically, also see how the hell she spent her time.
and how it do you when you be drunk.
Okay, what about, living in balance? What did you learn from living in balance?
I learned a lot from living in Banner.
Okay, tell me what, I mean, I
Oh,
know you learned a lot through the classes. What did it teach you? What is it gonna help you if you ever get back on the street?
It teach me how to treat people and help people.
Treat people and help people, okay? You have a low risk of medium needs. You've only had 7
From
write-ups in 20
murder,
years.
whatever it is. She talking about helping people.
Your
That's what it
last
taught
one
you.
was in 12, 14, or 16. It was a disobedience. What was that about?
That me and a girl had got into it.
Okay,
And she threw a lot of warm water on my body.
okay. And you responded to protect yourself, or what did you?
I told her
What led to the
Believe her.
altercation?
I believe her.
because she had asked me for something and I didn't give it to her. And she got angry.
How about in 2015, you had a 30W. What was that about?
Me and this girl had thrown coffee on each other. We was playing
What
around.
on each other? Coffee?
Yes, sir. And we was playing around and throwing coffee. I threw coffee on her.
Y'all were playing around or
Playing
y'all were
around.
serious?
It got serious.
That's serious. Coffee's pretty hot. What's gonna be your employment plan if you get out?
Get me a job. So I'd be able to pay my parole.
Okay, what kind of work are you qualified to do?
Cooking.
Okay, it's gonna be your residence plan. Who you gonna live with?
My mama.
Okay,
Mary
your
Dr.
health.
Huh?
How's your health?
It's in bad shape.
Okay, what you got wrong with you?
High blood pressure, diabetes.
Warden, what do you have to say about Ms. Flowers?
Yes, good morning. You had noted about her disciplinary record, which is pretty good, only 7 write-ups, and most of those were Schedule As. She is planning to go live with family, so that will be a help. She does currently live in our infirmary medical ward right now. So she does have some medical and mental health diagnoses that we would obviously set up aftercare appointments for her if she is granted parole today.
Warden, she takes medicine for her mental issue?
Yes, sir, and she has been compliant. And you probably saw in the
All right, you
packet
guys,
as
I'm
well,
still
she
here. I'm
has
just gonna
tried with
partake.
literacy
And
for
we're gonna keep
education, but
this channel
at
clean
this
this time.
Ms.
But just
McGovern
know I'm
doesn't
getting
feel
it
that
in.
she would be able to attain a GED.
I have no
What they
further
say?
questions.
She can or cannot
Thank you,
obtain a
Maribel.
GED.
Miss Flowers, you indicated that, if there's a scenario where you have a disagreement with somebody, tell me now, how would you handle that disagreement with somebody?
I walk away.
Okay. How much education do you have?
12.
Hmm?
12 grade.
You got your high set?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
You didn't get your high school diploma? Did you try in these times you've been in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
What did they say?
They had put me on probation and they said that I couldn't do it.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry to hear that.
I think she's tried on 3 separate occasions for where the high set.
Okay, great. Now, you indicated that you plan on cooking.
Hey,
You think you're gonna
at
be able
least
to
she
work a
tried.
cooking job? What do you?
Yeah, I used to do it at school.
Oh, okay, but now you're in the infirmary. So when's the last time you had a job in the prison?
Oh, about 2 years ago.
About 2 years, and what was that job?
Housekeeping.
You did housekeeping?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So how's your mobility?
It's okay.
You can move around, you can walk, and you can move around?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, all right. Is there any plans to apply for disability for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Now we'll hear from your supporters. Mr. Jonathan Flowers. Flowers, if you'll introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Jonathan Flowers, and I'm Audrey's nephew. And I would like to tell y'all that like we saw a lot of change in her, and she do have
It's
a whole
hard, man.
family
You know,
that is
all that
waiting on her.
time,
She have her grandkids,
but you realize these people age in place. Listen to the way she speaks, and
and anxiety, and I became a better person once I got on my medication and started using it right. And I just wanted to let y'all know that I think that she'll have a better chance coming home because she still have her family and grandkids that's out there that really love her.
pause and effect is what I want everyone to pay attention to, and crime and punishment.
We never saw the bad side of her or nothing like that. So, but I just want to say, like, if she's willing to get out and take her medication and all that, and I'm just telling her this too, that I used to be a troubled person, and once I got and started taking my medicine right,
Grab
I
this
changed my life. I got 2 kids
energy
now,
drink. I'll be right back. Still Smoke
and
Show.
like we miss her.
Parole one more
We
time.
miss- she
We're
used
gonna
to be
finish
an
this one,
angel.
you guys.
Well, she still
I
is
might
my
do
angel.
one more because it's gonna be a long
And
night,
she
and then you
was
know what?
never
We're getting
like
into the
no
Still
outsider.
Smoking Show.
She was
Finally,
there for everybody
been a year,
and
hadn't it?
everything. And
Year or
she just
two.
had a problem, a drinking problem.
I'll be
And I
back.
pray to God that is gone. And that she just get out and get her medication. And I'm a witness of the medication. I take my anxiety and my depression medication because right now I'm nervous. I wouldn't be able to stand up here and talk to y'all, but I'm a better person now. And I figured that they have a chance out there for her because I didn't see myself as a father now and as a person, really as a person. But since I started taking my medicine and doing everything right, God did bless me with 2 little girls. I got married. I've been in trouble like all my life coming up because I always had a depression problem, anger problem, all that, but I never got help for it. And I'm just letting y'all know that, I mean, it's a second chance. I just pray to God that it's a second chance for her because she still have family out here. They love her. Like, we really love her.
Thank you, Mr. Flowers. We appreciate your comments and congratulations on how well you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now we'll hear from the opposition, Mr. Edward Willsin. Mr. Willsin, if you'll introduce yourself, sir, and just tell us what you'd like us to know.
Good morning, my name is Joe Wilson, and I'm Gary Wilson's son. And I know Audrey Flowers as being bullied. She traumatized my mama. She kept on and on behind her. She wasn't a type of person, a violent person, none of that. And Audrey Flowers don't deserve to be out because I have heard her say that she was gonna kill my mom and my little sister. And it wasn't once, it was more than one time that she spoke on it. I've been through depression. I'm still going through things. I have nightmares. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. I have 2 kids that never see their grandpa. But she deserved to get up. But see her, what about ours? We have kids. She didn't see me get married. She didn't see my kids grow up. She didn't see her nephews, her grandkids, none of them. Because of something that she did over jealousy. She stalked my mama on occasion. She broke in the house and did stuff to my mom. Belongings. More than once. And for her to say that she went to talk to my mom, but she was harassing her, my mom was a church person. Didn't bother nobody. We crossed paths. And my mama literally stopped me from doing art or something. Because I wanted to do something. And she stopped me. Told me don't do that. I take medicine. I can't sleep at night. But she deserved to come home because she had a family to love her. What about our family?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I appreciate your comments, sir. Now we'll hear from Ms. Mabel Landry, who I believe is on Zoom.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes,
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
ma'am, hear you very well. Would you
Yes.
introduce yourself, please, and tell us what you'd like us to know?
Thank you. My name is Mabel Landry. I'm Carrie's sister. And I appreciate the opportunity to come before you and to give you my sentiments concerning the parole for Miss Flowers. And I'm just asking you all to not allow Miss Flowers to take part in this parole program simply because the same 20 years Miss Flowers have been incarcerated, those are the same 20 years we've been having to deal with the loss, the pain. You heard from my nephew's voice how things have been for us and with the family. And again, to reiterate what he said about his mother was exactly true. But I'm asking you all to not allow her to take a participation in this parole system because Miss Flowers was incarcerated before for doing some things that she shouldn't have done. And she was given a chance then to be out. Matter of fact, she should have been incarcerated when this detestable act she pulled with my sister. But she was allowed to be out and to take her life and make herself a productive citizen. She decided not to. And she decided, like my nephew said, to harass the life of my sister. So I'm asking you to not allow her to participate, to think about her mind. Is her mind ready? I know the 20 years she's been in has been the same 20 years we've been in, but she was allowed before to be out. And I think about the innocent families that live in Louisiana. I live in Atlanta. The innocent families that live in Louisiana, in Iberville Parish, and Plaquemine, and all those places that she's near. I think about the future for her. Is she ready? Will we allow her to leave the system, not knowing that she has the mind to be a productive citizen, a mind to allow people to live their lives innocently according to the law? The law says that we have a right to certain things in life. And when you have a mind to take that away from people because you don't have respect for the law, I think that something has to be done. And I think I'm asking you all to please allow her to stay in and receive the care that she needs to get her mind in a position, her mind in a state that she can live a productive life and innocent people like we were.
I like the words. Honestly, I might even agree. It's not about me. It's about what you guys think. But let me ask you this. And this is to Miss Mabel Landry. As an honest woman who's never done something so heinous, could you honestly forgive her for killing your sister? She said for the system, she hopes for her to stay longer with hopes for the system to help fix her mind. But ma'am, do you honestly ever believe, or could you honestly ever accept if and if is like a whole everybody has one, right? But if she ever proved by all the tests, all the standards, even to your eye, passed the test, would you ever say she's good enough? Honestly, she don't owe me
Living the
that,
life
but I
that
want
God
to.
had given us. The Bible says, what's in the heart, the mouth speaketh. And she has spoken several times of what she was going to do. Okay, so I'm asking you all to please take all of this in consideration. The Bible also says that the heart is desperately wicked. Who could know it? So I'm asking you, Lord, you all this morning, to please not let her allow you all to make the decisions that other judicial members in the past have made, to give her a chance, and then she took the chance and put Iberville Parish on the map, put
Thank you, Ms. Landry. We
thank
appreciate
you so much if you would do that for us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ms. Dawn Person.
Dawn Person. I'm Carrie's oldest daughter. Audrey Flowers harassed, threatened, and stalked my mother from January of 2002 until she murdered her on July 14, 2003. My mom kept a lot of the harassment to herself. We didn't find out until after she died. She kept the 5-subject tablet in a briefcase in her home of all the phone calls Audrey made from Tiva where she worked, from the school where she cooked at White Castle. Audrey has also threatened us as well. She murdered my mom over my daddy, a house, and $100,000 insurance. We don't feel safe.
Did you
My
say that her
oldest
and her
son
mom
passed away
had a
4 years
relationship?
ago, and he was the eye of my mother. She would have been there. We all have been suffering. I've been taking depression and anxiety medication since July 14th of 2003. I have nightmares. I miss my mom. I have a grandbaby that she never got the opportunity to see. I go to church in White Castle, where she's from and where all her family's from. I've been going to this church since 2004. My pastor has helped me through all of this. I miss my mom every day. We also have family members in Plaquemine. I don't want to run into her because she's not remorseful. I answered the phone the day that she poured bleach, red pepper, all over my mom's clothes. The only thing she didn't damage in my mom's closet was my daddy's fire. She's not remorseful. I read my mom a White House. She left a knife embedded in my mother's neck. My mom left here praying. She left here with her hands over her head.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. It may be early, but
Because my mom never.
think of parole denied.
Anyone.
More time.
And this is a nightmare. I'm sorry, I got to watch out see it for it. But I needed to know. And I know my mom never harassed me. I still have the tablet of all the information. So I asked the parole board, please don't let her out. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll hear from Mr. Scott Stassi. Mr. Stassi. You're on mute, Mr. Stassi.
Thank you. My name is Scott Stassi. I'm an assistant district attorney in Iberville Parish. I work for the former DA Ricky Ward, who this conviction was obtained under, and I currently work for Tony Clayton, the current DA. We join with the family in requesting that the parole board deny
District Attorney.
Parole to Ms. Flowers. And it's done in part because this resulted from a plea agreement. The family and Ricky Ward and Tony Clayton talked about it. The family agreed to reduce the sentence from what would have been a life sentence to 40 years with the Department of Corrections. The facts of the case are very heinous, and I sympathize with the family for having to go through this process. But they told us then and at the time of the plea that they would show up at each occasion and try to have the sentence handed down by the judge followed through. So with that, we asked the parole board to deny the parole. We see behind Ms. Flowers and me and my staff and my boss. We know that Flowers family back there, and there are a lot of good people in there, and we feel for them too. But the fact that Ms. Flowers took the life of Ms. Carrie Willsin is something that the 40-year sentence is agreed to by the family, and we had asked that the parole board allow that sentence to be carried out. It does allow Ms. Flowers an opportunity to get out, but it is the sentence that was the result of a plea agreement entered to by the family. And we thank you for hearing from the Willsin family, and thank you for hearing from us.
Thank you, Mr. Stassi. We appreciate your comments. Ms. Flowers, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board votes?
No, sir.
Thank you. Board
Somebody-
ready to vote?
No, she does not.
Okay. So getting ready to vote. Is there anybody that feels anything different than this is about to be parole denied? And if I had to select the bases, I think it's going to be family, law enforcement, DA opposition, as well as not enough time served. But, what do I know? Moving right along.
Mr. Freeman?
Okay, first off, I want to thank the family of the victim for showing up today. I know it's very tough, and we do appreciate it. It does help in our decision-making process. Also thank her family for showing up on her behalf to show that she would have support in the community. You know, Ms. Flowers, the big problem I have is that you've done this twice. It's like you get mad, you get angry, and the way that you fix your anger is just not in the proper way. I mean, you're gonna burn, you're gonna try to kill. It's a very heinous crime. And my vote today, I just do not think you're ready. I think it could happen again, and my vote is to deny.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Wise?
Thank you, Chairman. To the Willsin family, I thank you all for the courage that it took to show up here today, and I'm so sorry for your loss. To Ms. Flowers' family, it's so encouraging to see that she has that support on the outside. It makes a world of difference. For me, Ms. Flowers, we get to a point in life where we need to own it. This is who I was then. This is who I am today. You didn't own it for me today. You didn't. You were just like, I don't remember what you've done. You've done people harm. You've done a lot of harm to people in your past, and there's nothing you can undo that. But at least you can own it today, and then say, I have healed. Now I'm doing this. I didn't see that today, and that's what I was looking for. That's why I asked you that question. You walk away, but you haven't been walking away in the prison yet. For me, my vote is to deny as well. The law enforcement opposition has been expressed here at the hearing. The impact of your crime on your victims. That's just, and you have high needs in the mental health and antisocial thinking. I really need you, and you'll get another hearing, you'll get another opportunity to own who you were then, and then tell us who you are today. That is my vote, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. We appreciate your comments. Ms. Flowers, you have 2 votes to deny your parole. I agree with my colleagues on all the things they've said. I would like to thank as well the family of the victim in this case, as well as your family, for being supportive. You've got a little more work to do. There's a time when you're going to get out. It's just not today. So we encourage you to keep working on yourself and perhaps recognize what harm you've caused and accept that. So good luck to you. The vote is 3 votes to deny your parole.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so there you go. You have it. Parole denied. I don't think there was really any surprise. Considering the story, I did miss a little bit, but I caught enough to realize that, first of all, I think one of the big things that I heard, not only from the parole panel, but also was a lack of what I heard from her, is just ownership, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear what you did and what you did to better yourself. And at the end of the day, um, the nasty, grimy details. And if you're not willing to give those, at least in Louisiana, where, hey, they love to keep you. They love to keep you from the plantation to those chains. You're gonna have to come with something better, and you're gonna have to give them a little more ownership. So once again, parole denied. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna dive in now to the Still Smoker show, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get one more. We're gonna go with one more case. I think we have a parole hearing up next. This is Charlene E. Norris. Let's see what's going on with Miss Norris. And after that, you know what? We will dive into Still Smoke Show. Thank you guys for sticking with me live. Still Smoke Show. We're back in the basement. Oh, feel like I need to go get show you guys some of the new stuff in the basement too before long. So we'll get there. We'll get there. We're here all night. All night stream. Tap in. Yeah, Charlene Norris. So here we go. Oh boy. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. All right, all right, all right, all right. Hope you are doing all right, all right, all right, all right. Oh. Last parole hearing, you guys. We're gonna get into the Still Smoking Show. I got a lot to talk about. Like I said, men don't realize the difference between access and ownership. We only have access to these women. We don't own them. And I got a personal note coming out of New Hope, Alabama. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. I don't know what she's guilty of, but you know what? Let me stop. Remember, you guys, tell me parole or more time. Look at her eyes, though. Look at her eyes. Why? What do they say? The eyes tell a story. Well, well, shit. Excuse me. Well, HE double hockey sticks. We better hope not, because if that's the case, then we deny. Okay. What a parole panel at? They're taking their time coming in here. Usually don't take them this long to make a grand entrance. So we'll see. They got her on extra hold. Hey, you think they're just looking at her? Sitting
Committee
there
on
like,
Parole is called back to order. The time is 9:49. Our panel members today are Ms. Pearl Wise, Mr. Pete Freeman. My name is Tony Marabella. I'll be acting as chair. Our next case is Ms.
Tony
Charlene
T.
Norris. Ms. Norris, would you
Tony
please
T.
introduce yourself and give us your DOC number?
My name is Charlene Norris, and my DOC
I haven't
number is
seen a black lady in a while.
635-369.
Tap in. Don't be shy.
Thank you, Ms. Norris.
Let me know what you
explain
guys
our
think.
process
Parole one more
to you.
time. Here we
First,
go.
I'm going to read some information into the record. Then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the conclusion of that interview, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board before we vote. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Charlene E.
Like,
Norris.
share,
DOC number
comment,
635-369.
and subscribe.
Date of birth, November the 16th of 1952. She's classified as a second felony offender. She has a parole eligibility date of December the 5th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of April the 23rd of 2025, and a full term date of September the 24th of 2041. She is currently serving a 25-year sentence on a number of DWI offenses, a fourth offense, three-fourth offenses, and a third offense. Is that information basically accurate, Ms. Norris?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Norris, your case has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman. He will
How
begin
many
our interview
DWIs?
process. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Norris, how old are you?
I'm 70.
Okay, and how many years have you served on this charge?
Since 2018. And so that was 5 years.
Okay.
5.5. Almost.
All right, and you have a total sentence of 25 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your educational level?
2 years in college, up to I was a sophomore. And
Y'all forgive me. But you know she gonna hop back in the whip, right? I'm gonna restart in a minute, but I gotta talk to you for a minute. If you look at her, she's dying to get out and have a cold one and get behind the wheel right now. I don't know. Allegedly. Let me stop. Let me give her day in court and let you guys say parole one more time.
I did not complete my sophomore year.
What are your triggers, Ms. Norris? What causes you to drink so much? I mean, you have a long
Air.
history of DWIs. I counted 7 different arrests.
They said what triggers her? Air,
on your rap sheet.
breathing.
What causes all this drinking?
Let me drink some. I know the feeling. I've been there. I ain't judging her. I've been there.
I accept responsibility for it. I was reared in a very strict home, and I was not allowed to, for example, wear pants. Of course, and no dancing, that sort of thing. As I got in high school and then on to college,
She got loose.
I wanted to, see what I was missing out because, well, I'm a preacher's daughter.
Hold on. Now we're getting somewhere. See? And I'm glad that you guys are here to hear this. Listen, she ain't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You heard what she said. She said she wanted to go see what was going on. Me too. She heard about what was going on the other side of the tracks. She heard it wasn't all good, but guess what? It was a lot more than what was going on over here. Guess what was going on the other side of the tracks? Freedom. And I'm gonna be honest, a bunch of y'all's parents that didn't give a damn about you. So they let us come over there and do all the wildest stuff. She wanted to see what was going on. But she said college, didn't she? College, no, she was doing that on her own. She was getting
daughter.
loose. She got
Other
loose.
preachers' daughters could do those things and they seemed okay. And I didn't date very much. And I didn't seem to have a social life. And whenever I was a little bit later on, I was in my early 20s when I did finally drink.
Okay, but
And
then
Yeah,
when
that sounds
you
about right.
started drinking, it looks like you couldn't quit, right?
Couldn't let it go.
No, sir, that was very sporadic until I moved from Pineville to Nashville, Tennessee.
See, here we go. Here go the lies.
And then I started drinking at that, more so, or drinking. Really, my first
Yeah,
glass
we
of
go. Let me
wine
get the
was
show
in
ready because
Nashville.
this is gonna be a quick one.
Okay. Have you ever been
Whew.
married?
Let me get my mind right, y'all.
For
Still
3
smoke a
weeks.
show.
3 weeks. Okay. How long did y'all date?
6 months. We had gone to Louisiana College together, and when I moved back from Nashville, I was we saw each other, and anyway, we dated for 6 months, and he asked me to marry him.
Okay. Did y'all have any children?
No, sir.
Your last DWI arrest, that was in 2018?
Yes,
Then you got revoked, I think, in 20 or 21 or something like that. Probably was far prior. What kind of treatment have you received?
I have been to several, a number of treatment centers. When I have gotten 8 years during that period of time was when I was fed up with my life. I knew that I was not comfortable. I was not being myself, and I hated the fact that I was depending on something to make me feel better because I enjoy life. I have a very pleasant outlook. I have a heart for God.
All right, let's go on ahead and tell her,
I had
get her
not
ass
had
on
to
out of here
use
so we
a
can get going.
crutch ever. And I was just using it as I feel, a way to blend in, but then it started to make me feel better. Everything was better when I had a drink. And of course, that backfired really bad.
Well, how can you assure us on this board that you won't have a drink when you get out this time?
What I can tell you is that I have today to live. I woke up this morning grateful to be alive. And
Okay.
this is every morning. I can't believe God's even spared me to even get to be 70.
All
I'm
right.
so grateful. Love the gray hair. I don't feel that I deserved it, but God's grace, I'm here. And I want to see each day count. I want to give back years that I have taken from myself, from my family, from friends. I played in a lot of churches as well as other music.
You know what? I believe her.
And I've just, the Grand Ole Opry, gotten to travel about a third of the world. And God spared me and has brought me to this point. I feel like it's for a purpose, another season of my life. But I am.
Go ahead, tell me how, why should we believe you're gonna quit drinking? I'm glad to hear that you live every day and all of that, but how are you gonna quit drinking?
I
Come
have
on.
quit drinking. Of course, in here was the beginning.
I was talking smack at first,
And
but I'm gonna be
I
honest.
have no longer
I'm
have
pulling
any
for
kind of desire to feel different. I hardly drink coffee. I want to be me. I feel good about myself. I have a Heavenly Father that loves me, that sustains me day to day. And I have nothing
That's what I didn't expect. I have to look in the mirror and be like, guess what? She might have more freedom than me. She said, I feel good just being me. I don't even barely drink coffee. I feel good just being good, being herself. Damn. Perspective. I can't say that. Look at you teaching me something, man.
I couldn't, I never, always had, um, okay, I'm stammering. I didn't like the idea of depending on something else or someone else. Plus, I knew in the Bible, it talks about not drinking as into excess and wine. My goal is to live the Christian life as close as I can and am aware of. Therefore, it does not fit into my style of living at all, or to like for me to drink at all.
Okay. You look at law enforcement and both judges had no comment. The district attorney is opposed. Sheriff Mike Cass is unopposed. Unopposed is the Sheriff Mark Woods spokesman. You had no comment from the state police. We got no comment from your family.
Wow. Wow.
Where are you gonna live? What are you gonna do? And what is your sobriety plan?
Okay, I have been told that more than likely I would go to a rehabilitation nursing home for a while. My sister, I thought that she was speaking with you all. I have only one immediate family member, Shirley Spencer. She's in Savannah, Tennessee, and with a very sick husband in his early 80s. And it was her plan to come. She was unable to come due to that. And so that is my knowledge to this point. That's what all I've been told. And
Okay,
it's
well, what is your sobriety plan? How are you gonna stay sober?
one day at a time.
Well, what is gonna help you stay sober one day at a time? What are you
God.
gonna do?
Well, God does that. Their Celebrate Recovery was a great place for me
You know, I wonder,
to gather
and here's
with
my question,
other
an
recovering
honest question.
alcoholics.
You know, I want to believe that the fear isn't even necessarily her having another drink of alcohol. It's the fear of the things that come with that, getting behind the wheel, and so on and so forth. And I ask this at this point, at 70 years of age, and with her serving what you say 5+ years at this point. What good does it do for us as taxpayers to be paying for her to be there? You know, do you believe people with drug problems believe to be in prison? You know, where I come from, and I really mean it when I say this. I was blessed to be around people that other people want to shun and talk about. I don't believe that people deserve to be in prison for personal drug use. It's not, crazy, crazy. I just don't see it. I feel like there's just another way. And I feel like we take advantage of the situation. We forget about them and the fact that anyone profits off it. That's the thing, profits off it. Um, I got a problem with it, man. Do you think that she should be in prison for her alcohol use
And with the same
or the fear
minds
of?
like hearts. And I did find a lot of help there. Went through a lot of being an adult, moving back from Nashville to Pineville, Alexandria area. I it was not probably the very best thing, or I did not make a good decision in that. So, well, I don't, what, let me rephrase it. I think it was a good decision, but I was not ready to give it up yet. I was my problem, no one else. The strict bringing up, the discipline, not getting to do what other people, kids did, that was not the problem. I was the problem.
And what could have been the consequences of all this drinking and driving? You ever think about that?
Oh, yes, sir. I could have, well, number one, I could have killed someone else. A number of other people, could have killed myself. Could be brain dead from accidents. I have some liver problems as a result. Let's see, it's called, what is it?
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis of the liver as a result. I've been told that if I drink one more drink, that I could just write myself off. I have enough, I have some physical problems and they have improved. But if I drink, I can be picking out the color of my casket.
What is your health diagnosis? Maybe you can help us with that, Warden. What is her health diagnosis?
She has a couple of different medical concerns that we have. She is currently living in our infirmary medical ward, but she has adult failure to thrive, some protein and calorie malnutrition. She does have the cirrhosis of the liver, degenerative disc disease of the lumbar spine, and she's also diagnosed from a mental health standpoint with some dementia and dysthymia, which she's receiving treatment for. And I can elaborate a little bit for Ms. Norris. We have spoken with and corresponded with Capitol Oaks Nursing Home, and they have accepted to, or they have agreed to accept her for housing if she is granted parole today.
Let her go.
Her sister, you know, we do correspond with her sister.
Let her
and she does
go.
have a
Make room
relationship
for
with
some
her,
of
but like Ms.
these.
Norris stated, she is elderly and does have a sick
Make
husband,
room
so
for
she
some
would
of
not be able
these.
to care for her medical needs. So we have, you know, obviously, like I said, spoken with Capitol Oaks, and she would go to a nursing home if she's granted parole.
And what was your job at the prison before you got in the infirmary?
Something to do with the
Well,
church watch.
I played piano for the Catholic services, and I did not have a, let's see, well, I did general, I mostly sat because I was not able to, I was just sick a lot. And that was a toll that the alcohol had taken on me. Plus what I
I
already
told y'all
had,
there was
and
something
then
to do
I
with
added
church.
fuel to the fire.
But then again, what else is
with
there
the
to do, right?
alcohol.
I shouldn't
And
say
so
that.
it's taken this long for me to be able to, with therapy, I can walk some and, you know, I have a desire. I've been active in my life, outside, like tennis, running, skiing, water and snow skiing. And I love to exercise. I love I like being in shape. It's more
My wife had.
pertinent for me to be in shape mentally and heart-wise
We might
than it
we
is
might pull in
otherwise
all-nighter
body-wise,
tonight. We
but
might
it
put in some
goes
work
together.
tonight.
For me, goes hand in hand.
Okay. You have 0 write-up, which is great. You're medium custody, low risk, moderate needs. You've taken numerous classes. We kind of touched on them a little bit. Are you in AA over there?
Not in here. I have gone some, but I cannot take it's very hard to sit there with the language, and it defeats everything that I'm hearing, and they're calling on God as a higher power. And in the next breath, I'm hearing, I've never been around cursing, even being in the music industry, or just a word here and there, but this is rough language. And I did better not going to AA. I'm not gonna say, it's been a while since I've been active, of course, in
Oh
church.
man,
but
my
I've been
damn
going
camera done
to church.
died on me.
But I study
But
myself,
guess what? We got
every
backup.
day. And I love to read, and so I read things that are positive, and I'm reading a commentary now, Thomas Nelson's commentary on the Bible, Old Testament. It's fascinating to reading, but that helps me know my heritage from the beginning, as well as you do wrong, you pay for it. You reap
Okay.
it.
I have no further questions.
Warden, I've got maybe one or two questions. Capital Oaks Nursing Home, is this something we anticipate to be permanent, or is this temporary?
No, this would be more permanent housing. We have set up Medicaid, already started that paperwork process, so it would be more long-term.
Ms. Norris, you're an interesting person. I show that your first arrest was in 1999 for your first DWI. You said you took a first glass of wine. How old were you then?
In my 20s, early 20s, or middle, middle 20, like early 20s to middle to 25, say. I 23, 24.
And on previous incarcerations, you've taken some programs, very good programs, Living in Balance, Celebrate Recovery. They apparently didn't work, but you've taken them again while you've been in.
Apparently they didn't work.
Yes.
Damn.
And
How you know they didn't work?
perhaps the light is now come on. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's right. The light is on.
Yes, I now, okay, if I'm understanding what you're saying, I've had enough. I'm not throwing any more of my life away. God might as well take me on today. I'm no good in that.
She tired of being tired.
I'm gonna once again kill somebody, kill myself. I've just blown every reputation wise, my character, all of that. And now I want to go back to the person that people respect and know that they can talk to and be solid and
You're in a wheelchair, right?
yes, sir.
Is that how you did it? Are you ambulatory? Can you walk on your own, or do you need the wheelchair to get around?
You know what
I
I'm
can
thinking? I'm gonna be
walk.
honest
I'm
with you.
walking a little bit more every day.
After this, I'm gonna cut it.
I'm exercising every day. I work with a
And I'm gonna
therapist here
reset.
every Wednesday.
Load up my
And so I'm
material.
getting that back.
We're gonna be back.
And I'm excited about that, and because that
What are we thinking?
helps
Parole
me
or
be
no?
whole. I would accept, and I accept what God's grace, period, because I'm alive. But I'm ready to go, to the next level, so I can be able to help somebody else.
Okay.
I can be an inspiration to someone else.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your comments.
Is this a compassionate release? There was some confusion in the file, boy, do you?
It is not. No, this
It's
is
not.
regular parole. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That clears it up. That's all I
Okay.
had.
Ms. Norris, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board votes?
I appreciate the opportunity that you all have given me.
Here we go, the last one. And you know what?
Given me
Char, what you
to,
gonna do? You staying on or what you doing?
allow God to work in my life, and for me to do my part. I have to do my part before God's going to do anything further. I appreciate you all being the balm in Gilead. I have found there's a lot of things that go on I don't understand or never heard of or seen or whatever. I have been blessed a lot more than I've been stunned. And I'm just grateful that I've been given such a loving and disciplined place to heal. And people are so real and willing to help you but I have to ask sometimes for help. I'm
Got
having a bad
my
day. You know, can you listen? Or I can be the
tablet
ears
ready.
that somebody's listening to, because I'm really feeling so much stronger. But I know my strength only lies within my being humble and my realizing I cannot do it myself. But one day at a time, I can do that.
Here we go.
Thank
Into
you very
decision.
much,
Parole
Mr.
one more
Morris. We
time, you guys.
appreciate your comments. Mr. Freeman, board ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You know, Ms. Norris, I listened to you and in your mind, I know you're very, very sincere. Problem is, you know, I'm not hearing, you know, no sobriety plan. You know, the Lord is great. I believe in God myself. But I mean, you need something else. I mean, they put you in a nursing home, but you can walk and you can drive. And if you do that drinking and driving again, and you don't really have the support that you're gonna need to stop you, then what happens? Somebody dies. My vote today is to deny.
Thank you. Ms. Wise?
Ms. Norris, I've listened to you as well today. I am inclined to take a chance on you, because you're gonna be in a nursing home. You're gonna be in an environment where you, I think your prognosis is good, though. I do think you are going to improve, because of your own grit, your own willingness. But, my vote is to grant to the nursing home.
1-1, here we go.
This only, and you are to have no outside trips or visits without prior approval of probation or parole. So
She
it's
can't
like
go to
you
grocery
have to
store
stay
now.
there. Anything else you want to do as your health improves, you have to clear it with your parole officer. And I think, we're gonna ask the parole officer to send to the parole board. That is my vote.
Ms. Norris, I've listened very intently to what you had to say. I'm sorry that you don't think AA is a way for you to go. I do understand the concerns that you've expressed, and those meetings can get rough at times. It appears to me that you have taken some of the better courses that we have in substance abuse. Didn't help you the last time, but it certainly seems to have helped you this time. I think probably your medical condition has a lot to do with that. Cirrhosis of the liver is a very significant and serious disease.
You're getting long-winded. What you guys think?
And you seem to have a handle on that now. My vote likewise would be as Ms. Wise. My vote would be to grant to the nursing home with the condition that you not be allowed to leave there without parole supervision. So that would be my vote. Is 2 votes enough? I think we need all 3. Yeah, she's got some college.
Yeah.
Low risk assessment,
Yeah, she got a low risk.
and she's done substance abuse.
Yes, she celebrate recovery and live in balance. Okay. You have 2 votes to grant your parole to the nursing home with conditions you not leave without parole supervision or at least authority to leave. So your parole has been granted today. So good luck to you, Ms. Norris.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just say, I will go to AA there. It was here. I've gone to AA all of my, in Nashville, and then here. I have attended.
Well, I would encourage you to continue to go to.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully in the nursing home, it'll be a little more tame than it might be where you are.
Yes, sir.
Morton, thank you very much for your help. I believe we're done, and we'll be adjourned at 10:15.
All right, well, parole it was. She done her time. I was a little worried that the board The other members weren't going to see it the same way, but she got it. Parole was granted, and that's that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and reboot for the Still Smoking show, and we'll be back in a bit, you guys. Appreciate you. Parole.